We are live. Hello, hello, hello. Incredible greetings, incredible greetings, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. All right, let's go ahead and get this all shared out. And y'all heard none of that. I know my mic was muted. I was about to say y'all heard none of that, but I wasn't really saying. I wasn't talking about anything. Just yet. I was just saying that I was trying to fix my settings because StreamYard now has a setting where it'll go portrait, but all it shows is my eyes. So I don't want to use that setting. So I had to go in and make sure that it was not on that particular setting. And yeah, so let me get this all shared out, guys, and then we will get started. Okay, there we go. Uh-oh. Is it messing? Am I free? Oh my gosh. Like there's nobody here, nobody else on the Wi-Fi, but I feel like I'm moving choppy. Can y'all let me know if my movement is choppy for you guys and if I am freezing? But my bars are all the way up. So if there's an issue, it has to be a StreamYard issue because my Wi-Fi is the bars are all the way up. So let me know. Am I choppy? I'm going to move my hands. Am I choppy for y'all? Am I choppy? Am I choppy? Do you see the wave? Is it smooth or is it choppy? Choppy, 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 chop, bop, 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 bop. Okay, no one's here. No one's let me know if I'm choppy or not. No one's gonna help me out. Let me know if it's choppy on y'all end. Alrighty then. Man, I thought I had an audience that looks out for you, girl. I guess not. Yes, no, maybe so. You're good. Wow. Okay, now I see things coming in. Maybe there was a delay. So thank you. Kay says it looks fine. Incredible morning. It's good. You're good. Alrighty. Okay, so there must have been a delay, not choppy. All right. Cool beans. Cool beans. Cool beans. Cool beans. Cool beans. Let's get into it. All right. Now that I know that I'm not choppy, I was like, I don't want to start and I'm like all over the place. I'm choppy. All right. I don't know. The feed that I'm looking at, I don't know. Maybe it's a Facebook thing. No one is commenting over on Facebook. So I'm not sure if it's just a Facebook thing, but maybe it's clear on YouTube because I am streaming to multiple platforms. So yeah. Um don't know. Okay. I'm gonna get into it. Hopefully I don't have to remove the live broadcast once I watch it back and you guys can hear everything that I'm saying, see everything that I'm showing and doing. But let's go ahead and get started. So I am Shakeya, the professor of HS Inc. 365, home of 365 Creative Academy. Now, there are some other branches, but today I am here as a representative of 365 Creative Academy because we're going to talk about a training that we have or things that we train on, which is Canva. I had a discovery this morning. I'm in what's called the morning meetup, and we had like breakout rooms today. So today, in the breakout room, the activity was to talk about like an offer or pitch or like things like that, and just making sure that that people would be able to see the value in it, right? And for me, because I have been teaching online for 10 years, and how I even got to the point of people paying me to show them things was me doing tutorials. I mean, just to get people to speak up, I feel like it took for me to constantly show up, and I am showing things like I'm going through the step-by-step process. It's a visual thing where people can see that, oh, okay, I understand that. I like that. I would like to, take your class. I want to learn more about it. I've always said I have a problem with short form content. Like I don't know how to like edit all of this information down for it to be like short form content. I always want to like give more. And so I realized today that I have a problem in being able, I guess, like really quickly to explain what it is that like I do or what the offer is and making it universal. Canva is something that is very, very universal, and it can benefit a lot of people. So when I said, it's what I'm teaching, it's for any individual who wants to create efficiency, create microsystems in their life professionally or personally. And they have more time than they have money as a resource. So they want a really inexpensive or relatively inexpensive platform where they can do a lot of things kind of all in one. Like, we're always looking for that all-in-one solution. I don't believe there really is one, but this comes pretty close to being an all-in-one solution because it offers so many things. Because Canva offers so many things, even in that, like trying to explain to someone what all it does. So if I just say Canva Sheets, if you are somebody that has never looked into Excel spreadsheets or Google Sheets, me just saying Canva Sheets is like, okay, what is that? So like that requires a whole breakdown of what the benefit is of that, especially if you've never tried to use Excel spreadsheets. Oh, you know what? I just realized I'm not live on TikTok. Hold on. But like if you've never tried to use Excel spreadsheets or anything like that, if I just say, oh Lord, my boobs look humongous on TikTok. Oh my God. The ankle is ridiculous. Oh my God, my boobs are humongous. Okay, wait. If I go up some, will it go up and not be focused on my boobs? No, that's not helping. But anyway. That's definitely not helping. But anyhow, most people wouldn't know, like, if you describe sheets. And then if you just say like graphic designing, someone like, today's topic, a teacher, they're not going to necessarily think of themselves as like a graphic designer, but the things that you utilize in your class, like these are graphics that are created somewhere. Like anything that's a visual representation of anything is some sort of like graphic design. It just means that it's done like on the computer versus like drawing it out and, coloring it in, all that kind of good jazz. So if you end up saying that, they may not be able to picture how it fits in there for them. If we talk about like docs, a teacher or like some people, they may have access to a Word document. Now it is a little bit different because even with Word documents, you can see the actual page breaks and know that like, okay, if I want this to just flow to the next page, I'm just going to hit like enter until it goes to the next page. There are no page breaks in the doc for Canva, which I wish they would somehow be able to incorporate that. Websites, right? So not everybody pictures themselves like needing a website. You can have a website for you personally. Even as a teacher, if you wanted to be able to have a resource where parents, like, incoming students or whatever, they're able to just meet you, understand what your teaching style is, your rules, regulations, like that can live on kind of like a website. If you wanted to send out messages utilizing Canva and assigning, like when you put people in groups, you're able to assign students or assign people and or basically share with them different files. So now if you put your students in a group and you give them, okay, these are your resources, you have to build out whatever. If it's a science project, if it's a social studies project, they have to create a timeline. You might give them a folder that has all of the pictures that they need to break down the Civil War timeline, to break down the industrial, like how this country was built, like they call it like the industrial area, the technology era, whatever it is that, the Revolutionary War, like whatever it is. If you want to have someone do a project on something, if it's something science related, and you want them as a group to work on it, and you can see like as a teacher, because you're going to be the one to create it, and then you can share it with them as like for them having a Canva account, and you're seeing all of these things happen, right? So that's one way a teacher can use it. But trying to explain how it's universal to everyone, I realized today it was a struggle. Now, as someone that teaches business, taught my students in my creative business about making the same offer, but making your advertisements different depending on who you're talking to. I've been talking to the same audience for 10 years that I forgot that even for myself. So that's why I said today we're going to talk about Canva, and it's going to be beneficial to anyone. But my messaging and the things that I will talk about, like how Canva can be used, will be specific to teachers. However, anyone really can, like, you'll probably be able to pull something from it. I have to be able to do it that way. So even if you're not a teacher, you may feel like, oh, this isn't for me, but there might be some information that is helpful for you in me talking about it, as a teacher, because like Canva as a whole. But I realized today that I have to go back to what I teach. I have to go back to square one, because I'm no longer catering my teachings and my messaging just to those in the creative space who want to create designs to sell and monetize. Because Canva is universal, and I have seen firsthand how it has helped me, as an educator, not necessarily in the school systems, but being an educator that have classes and things of that nature, how it's helped me. How it's helped me as a parent in organizing life and creating timers and creating checklists and things of that nature, being able to create designs, being able to create content for my social media, being able to create thumbnails for my YouTube. There's so many things that Canva can do. I can't possibly ever do like a short statement and it's for like a particular person. Because someone asked me when we were doing the exercise, well, who is this for? Is it for a business person? Is it for a mom? Like you just said individual. And I'm like, that's really what it's for. But this is something, because it's visual. Like when I'm in a room of, like, let's say I was in a room of teachers, which I have been invited. I know a union rep, and what they would like for me to do is to come in and speak to, when they have their meeting, they have their webinar, to explain to teachers and, well, those who are, I guess teachers, whatever, in their union, how they can use Canva in their classroom, right? So when I go into that space, I'm not going to bring up making t-shirts. I'm not going to bring up how to use it for your business or making like an invitation. Everything that I talk about in front of that audience would apply to how them as teachers, they can utilize Canva. I'm going to give them ideas. I have someone that has invited me to speak in their community, and their community is more about like financing things. Like they're in the finance realm, whether it's like stocks and real estate, insurance, and like different investments, credit repair, business credit, like, and how they can utilize Canva. So when I go in there, I'm speaking about just that. When I'm talking to my creatives, I'm speaking to them how they can use it like in their business. I'm trying to work out like with the Mommy and Me group, and like, okay, how can you as a mom, how can you as a parent utilize Canva to relieve some stress and like help you with time management, help you create. My thing that I'm working on for 2026 is helping people understand the power of microsystems, things that are very affordable to create. It takes some work to put some work into it, or you can get a template that kind of sets the foundation and the framework and you build from there. But you want to create systems for yourself, right? So every person, like depending on who I'm talking, the audience, I have to cater the message to them. And this is something that I've taught in creative business, but because for 10 years, I've only taught to those who are in the craft or like creative space. I forgot that. Like it's information that has helped my students, but now I have to be a consumer of my own information. And so today we're going to break down Canva for teachers. Now you can stick around. If you're not a teacher, still stick around, because it might be something that, it resonates with you, and you can figure out how to use Canva in your everyday life. Because I'm still going to talk about all of the amazing tools and functions of Canva. I'm just going to make it where it is specific to teachers. Make sense? Does it make sense? Okay, so see, somebody told me that Facebook is breaking up a lot. Not sure if it's still breaking up a lot. And she told me YouTube was good. Thank you so much, Judy, and I see your comment over here. So thank you so much for going to both and letting me know that it was a Facebook thing, that it was breaking up, but YouTube was good. Incredible greetings. Welcome, welcome. Is there anyone here who is in the education? Well, I guess not, because y'all would be in class right now. If you were an educator, you would be in class right now. But maybe you have some educator, like friends in education. Went down the wrong hole. And you can direct them to this video whenever they are off. Okay. So I guess maybe I should, you know what? I'm probably going to change the title of this, because why is this on the screen? Because now that I think about it, now wouldn't be the best time to talk about this for it's knowing your demographic when they are available, because they would just watch the playback. I probably should do the one for educators in the evening. So I'm going to go back in and I am going to change the title of this, and I will have to try and do the one for educators. Well, I don't even know when I'll be able to do it, because tonight I have a basketball game to go to. I also have a community that I'm speaking in as it relates to Canva. Tomorrow we have the print and cut workshop. And then Friday we start understanding Canva. So I don't even know. Ooh, when would I be able to do the one specifically for teachers because you're in class right now. Duh, Shakeya. So she says, I am in higher education. I teach online. So I guess maybe those who are like that, like higher education, you teach online, maybe you have like a break right now. Are you using Canva at all? And her name says cyber trainer. Are you using Canva at all right now? Not for teaching purposes, only crafting. Okay. If are you able to tell me like what is it that you teach? Is it like yeah, give me an idea. So I just kind of break this down more so for you and how you can use it. Maybe there's some resources that you don't understand, but you're also online. I know like creating visuals that you can print out and they can use in classroom is one of the major benefits. But if you let me know a little bit about who it is that you teach, what is it you teach, I can cater this towards you and what you do. And the playback will help somebody else. Okay, so I teach students how to become administrative assistants and also other students in the School of Business how to use Microsoft Office. So I guess that would be a little bit different. Like if you're teaching them Microsoft Office, I'm not sure if you have to exclusively teach them Microsoft Office because Microsoft Office has, I'm not sure like which all you do, but I like all of them. So you have, Word docs, you have Excel, you have PowerPoint, and you have Access. I'm not sure if you teach Access. That's like creating databases. I used to love working in creating databases in Access and like connecting things. Like it's just amazing to me. And then I create like complex formulas in Excel. So not sure if you have any leeway like in that, but Canva can kind of it sort of combines a lot of those things because there is like docs, whether you use the documents or if you're creating like individual 8.5 by 11-inch pages. The only thing is like, on Word, if you're typing something and it runs it, like it just automatically goes to the next page. That wouldn't be the case with the like one way that people use Canva. Like Docs is the only thing that does that, but Docs is also one big long page and it breaks it up. It's not like Word where you will still see the individual page breaks. But they Canva also has Canva Sheets. So it's a little bit more visual aspect to it than Microsoft Excel, and the fact that you are able to feed it like create formulas and create graphs and sheets using AI. Microsoft hasn't caught up to that. They have kind of like Copilot, which is like Chat GPT. You can tell it what you want, it'll create lists, or it'll write things out for you. But as far as using AI in Excel, so that you don't have to be like me and spend years remembering a bunch of different formulas and how to find the right formula and just knowing what all these formulas do, Microsoft has not incorporated the AI factor of it to help people with formulas. Okay. PowerPoint. Canva has presentations, which is basically PowerPoint. Now, what I'm trying to do, like what my goal is whenever I'm teaching Canva is to use all Canva resources. So like if I'm talking about PowerPoint, I'm going to create my PowerPoint in Canva versus doing what I would naturally do, which is going to Microsoft and create, a traditional PowerPoint slideshow. So I'm now doing it like in Canva and having the different animations. PowerPoint has animations, Canva has different animations, but Canva has this extensive library of resources where you have stock videos, stock images, stock elements, things like that you can incorporate into your presentations. And that's one of its selling points. So those who may have been using a traditional PowerPoint, if you have to go out and research and find all of your digital or your visual assets, and bring them, save them to your computer and then upload them and bring them into PowerPoint. You can still do the same thing in Canva, but just by searching, so many options come up. I mean, the way that the templates are set up, the pre-made ones, and you can go in there and modify and change things, it's absolutely bananas, right? So you would be able to create, let's say, learning guides through Canva, like with the hyperlinks and things of that nature. Yes, you can create hyperlinks in Word because that's how I used to do my classes. Hyperlinks is not something that's new to me, but there's so many people, they don't understand what hyperlinks are. Put a 1 in the chat if you don't know what a hyperlink is and how it works. Let's see. I teach all of the apps, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and a little bit of Access. I also created a course on Google Workspace apps, Drive, Docs, Slides, Forms. Yes. So that was the next thing I was about to go into. It's also like Google played off of the Microsoft stuff when you have Google Docs, Google Forms, Google Sheets, Google, Slides, and things of that nature. The Google Calendar, that stands alone by itself because you also have the task part in there. I taught that as a system in creative business and how they can use the calendar. Most people look at the calendar, but they don't know there's an additional part to that where you can actually create different tasks. You can check them off. You can assign dates and it automatically goes on your calendar. And oh my God, like there's so many things that you can do with Google Calendars. To me, that is very unique. No other platform, in my opinion, gives you the versatility of Google Calendars. Like that's a cheat code for me in business. But you can schedule things out. You can create a calendar that's more visual. It's easier to add pictures to it. Adding pictures to something in Excel, you have to resize it and you have to do it. Like it's not the same way with like adding it to a cell. And then if you want to see what that is, like in Canva, you just hover over it and it blows it up a little bit and gives you a snapshot of what resource or what asset that is. That's, for that. Excel and Google Docs are a little bit different, but if you're already kind of incorporating the Google Docs, Canva is one that you can look into as well. Because you already know how to use these, you're not starting from scratch and from square one. It's how do I take what I already know and now I want to make it more visual. So if you've ever felt like teaching Excel, teaching these, like they just look bland and blah, like just look like just reports of, something in corporate America. And there are some that want something that's a little bit more visual. It's more like visually stimulating. Canva can do that for you because of all of the resources, and it's not so cumbersome in being able to add an image to it. So all the baseline things you would already know, now for you would be going into Sheets and seeing all of the visual components. When we want to create a drop down in Excel, like to make it where you can actually have it, like there's certain things you have to go to and you have to format that cell in a certain way. In Canva, you click on it, you start to write it out, and you literally can just add, you can automatically change the color. I'm going to show that to you. But it's so many visual things that you can do in Canva that you can't do other places. But Canva's Sheets is native to them, so it's not like you can really, like with all of the visual stuff, save that and take it somewhere else. You'll get the standard things, because you can save it, of course, as a CSV file, but and it also as an Excel file, but you cannot like keep all of the Canva specific formatting, if that makes sense. But there's a lot that you can do. The animations, the transitions. To me, as someone that has used PowerPoint, I never really got into Google Slides, but of course I'm a PowerPoint girly or a Microsoft girly. But the way the transitions are set up, in like the things you can do transition wise and animation wise in Canva, it's absolutely amazing. Like I absolutely love that. She says, yep, I love Google Calendars. That's how I stay organized. I didn't know that Canva had tools that were similar to Office. Literally everything in there. So I'm going to show you exactly what Canva has. Okay. So before I go to that, I'm going to just kind of back it up for teachers. If you are someone that's doing some type of course, and I mentioned it earlier, it might be a group project, right? A way to keep them accountable and so that everybody sees it. One of the things I saw with my son is when he's doing a group project, it's like, okay, I have to do my part, you have to do your part, then you have to send it to me. We got to put it together. But if they were assigned, like, because you can set up a course, or you can take like just a file that like you may give them like a folder that has certain resources in it, like a project folder. Or you can create a document or a slideshow, like their need to put together a presentation. You're going to create the foundation for this, and you're going to assign it to them. So you're going to send it to their email. All students can get a Canva account. Under the student account, they get access to all the pro features for absolutely free. So you're going to share this. It doesn't have to be teams. You're just going to share this file with that group of students. You can create a group. So you can go in, create different groups already with your students, separating them out, and then you're going to assign this to that group. So now all of the students in that group now gets to see this file. As changes are being made, you're able to see in real time who made what change. There's a history of who made what change, like within this design. And they're able to work on this project collectively, even if they're just on a phone. Like they don't have to be on Zoom and share screen and do all this because, kids may not have access to that. Or if it's like adults, they may not have want to be on a Zoom. But they literally can be looking at their screen on their phone, on their iPad, on a computer. The changes will reflect no matter what. If they happen to just be on a group call or they're in text and it's like, okay, well, I'm moving this here. Okay, well, let's go and look at they can't see when you open up elements and the exact element that you're looking for, that you're looking at on your computer. But once it hits the screen, everybody will literally see it in real time. And they can edit down, they can collaborate, they can, really put this together. Okay, well, what about this animation? They put animation on, everybody's looking at that animation in real time without having to do screen share. So it can make projects a little bit more streamlined when they have to do it with others. You can create a course, you can create a lesson, you can create a quiz for your students right in Canva. You go and then you'll use Canva to create a document, and you can put a hyperlink on that. And so when you send it to them, it's going to go the quiz is going to go to when they click on that, it's going to take them to that part that was the quiz. And it's sharing it with them, and they're able to answer these things or click on it and do whatever they need to. It will create a template file for them. That way they're not being destructive to the main file. They just need to see what's in there and follow the assignment. If you want to give out instructions for your assignment, some people, I know with school districts, there's certain ways that they have to do certain things, use, I think it's Teams now that a lot of the schools use. Certain teachers send out messages via Class Dojo. If you want these messages to look a little bit better, if you want the flyers that you are doing to look a little bit better and not just be plain and static that you're going to upload to Class Dojo, you can design all of that in Canva. So it has a lot of resources and a lot of benefits to those in the educational space. Okay, so I'm going to show you some of the things in Sheets and just the things that are comparable to what you have in Excel. Okay. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Watching over on TikTok, double tap that screen. Let's get those likes up. I can't believe there's like those likes on here. Like we should be double tapping the screen. Double tap. Okay. So let me go ahead and share my screen. It's a no. So that means everybody here knows what hyperlinks are because no one put a 1. So I don't have to explain what hyperlinks are. All right, cool beans. Share screen, entire screen. 1, share screen, entire screen, 1, share it, add to stage. Okay, so this is a classroom one. I want to go to okay, I'm just gonna go here. Okay, so email. Oh wait, y'all can't see over here. You're just gonna have to listen to me talk about it. Okay, then I have to move all these things, so we'll just talk about it. So Canva has emails, right? Now, they promote it more so for businesses and when you're doing email marketing campaigns. So when you see an email from Best Buy or from, well, when Joann's, Michael's, whenever when Joann's was like sending things out, and you'll see it almost looks like a mini website, and you'll see like clickable things at the top. If it comes from Sears, Macy's, whoever, whatever, like you might say women, kids, toys, blah, 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 clearance. You can click that and it'll take you like to the website. But then even on, it wasn't just text. There were visuals. You saw, if they're saying that milk is on sale, it's a picture of milk and what that sale price is. If it's buy one, get one. So it's almost like a full-on advertisement. So this is created in design programs, and then there's a certain way that you put it together, and then you attach it to your email marketing, and that's what they see. Like they can scroll it, they can click on different things because there are hyperlinks in there. You're able to create that now with Canva. Okay, you're able to create that now with Canva and create like really cool emails. I'm gonna hide. I need to start doing this from my other account because then I end up with a bunch of these resources I have to remember to go in and delete. Let's see. Okay, so I don't think this is one that I want to do. Okay, so like this one says form fact. It's so weird. Okay, so form check Friday. So it's for somebody that does like tennis, I guess, or whatever. And so it's going to give them information. So what to expect, 30, 45 minutes, like whatever the training is. They click on that, it'll zoom in. Let's go escape. And so it just flows and you're stacking all of these things together, right? I'm going to go back to design and let's just go find so replace current page. So I just want to, so I don't have to do a whole bunch of things. And so this is like how the top part is. These can be hyperlinks that go to different parts of like the website. There's some information here. Join the club. They created a break. You can make them flow together or it can have a break in it. So as a teacher, if you need to send an email, and maybe it's with the schedule for the next semester, the 9 weeks, like you're going to send one out. Like you can organize that better where it's visual and it's not just something that the kids like they have to read and it's just a bunch of bullet points. You want to make it visually stimulating. That way they'll actually look at it. And if they see a picture like, okay, let me pay attention to that part. You can create emails. This does not have to be just for those who want to do email marketing. You want to just create visually appealing emails and then you'll save it and then you can attach it to an email. Now, when you do it through just Google, there are some things like they're still working out some bugs and how it translates and you have to like save the images and then like reassign them. Or you can create it and then just make it like a picture and just attach the picture. Just wouldn't have hyperlinks. It just has all the information, but it's not just plain and boring words and bullet points. So they do have like the email part and you just figure out, if that's something you need for your classrooms. If you feel like your students will benefit, if you're having trouble with them saying, well, I didn't know this assignment. How many ways can you make sure that they see this assignment? As a teacher, you can have a dedicated Instagram or social media page. They love to be on social media. They're always on social media. So even if your post, it's not for you to go viral, it's not for you to make money from it, you want to make sure that as a teacher, you are providing this information in a bunch of different places where they have no excuses. I'm going to send you an email. I'm going to put it in the whatever messaging system your school uses, with this class, dojo, teams, whoever. I'm going to literally make an Instagram post that says this assignment is due on Friday. Don't forget, and you're sending out reminders. You're posting reminders on your social media because they like to follow folks on social. They're teaching on social media anyway. This might be how like teachers need to reach out to them and connect with them, where they're putting their assignments. They might be scrolling and see that, oh, shoot, I forgot that is. Let me go do my assignment. If it's messaging or sending out things saying, okay, hey, you can do this for extra credit. You want to make it visual so that when they're scrolling on social media and they come across it, it's like, oh, dang it. So teachers can incorporate social media where it's not about doing dances or doing it's information for your students. It might be breaking down the assignment. If it's not connecting with them with the printout that they had, if you created this printout, right? So that's not that I want teachers to do extra work, but if you created the instructions that you would normally print out for them, right? That breaks on everything. If you created that like in Canva, you would be able to take that and resize it to fit an Instagram post and even break it up where it's on multiple posts. You take that and you post it as a carousel. So they can say they lost the paper, this, that, and the third. Guess what? It's on Instagram. It was on Schoology. It was on Dojo. It was wherever, because I'm just going to take this same graphic that I created. I'm now going to save this as a JPEG and I'm going to upload it to these places. So you have no excuse. I sent it in an email. And it's not really extra work on the part of the teacher because you already have that resource. You already have that asset created in a system that will allow you to just simply save it and post it. You can even post directly to Instagram from Canva. You just have to attach or, connect your Instagram one. So you don't have to even save it, upload it. You don't have to do all that with the way that Canva is set up now. So look into the email portion of it and figure out how you can send messages out to parents. It doesn't even have to be for the students. For someone that's like me, I have a kid that's in elementary school. He does not always remember the assignment, how it's supposed to, he struggles with writing. So as a teacher, from your phone, when you're on your break, you can be on your phone just saying home learning is to write the spelling words 2 times each, create 10 sentences, 5 statements, 5 questions with the spelling words. That's something you create a standard template. You're just typing this over. It's not a lot of work. I know teachers complain, oh, I don't have time to do extra, but you can do it from your phone. And you literally just share out this link or save it, upload it to your dojo, upload it to whatever the communication is. It will take 5 minutes of your time, 10 minutes of your time to increase the communication that you have with your parents where they feel like you actually care. Because I'll be honest, I feel like a teacher or two that my child has come across, they don't care. They don't, I get that y'all have busy lives, you have kids, but this is something that you can do from your phone and then upload it. Just send a link out. If you go and you tell your parents to create a free Canva, any and everybody can create a free Canva account. So if you take all your students and you assign this to them, they're going to automatically be able to see it. They're going to get a notification. They're going to see that, here there was a file that was shared, and they can just see the file. And you're not doing anything extra other than at the beginning of the school year when you go and you assign all of those parents to that group and then you share this out with them. It's not anything extra. You can be like oh my God, this is the best teacher. He or she communicates with us well. They make sure that we're always up on the assignments. My child's you're going to be the teacher of the year because you are considering the parents. And I promise you, it's not going to put too much on you. If you are a teacher that likes to create supplemental, and I just realized I'm still on this screen. If you like to create supplemental resources for your students to help those that need just a little bit more help, they need a little bit more breakdown, you're able to create those resources. I create videos for spelling words for my son, and it doesn't take a lot of time. Like once I get those words, I'll show you guys that as well. Let me go to, I'm just going to go here. I'm going to go home, and I'm just going to go spelling. It's going to bring up, see, all my resources. And I'm going to try my best to show y'all. So, this was this, I created this as a spelling test, right? So as a teacher, if you did not, like, let's say you lost your voice, if you would have recorded your spelling test ahead of time and you get sick or whatever, you will be able to have your spelling test go and you just get to sit back and it is just playing. So I'll let this play for you guys and I'll turn this around. Wait, I don't know if I'm sharing sound. Give me a second. Can y'all hear it? I don't know if it's sharing the sound. Can y'all hear that when it's playing? Hold on, y'all. Let me turn y'all around. Where's the thing to turn this around? No, that's not what I'm looking for. How do I flip this thing? I forget. It's been so long. Flip camera. Okay, there we go. Can y'all let me know? Were y'all able to hear it playing, or do I need to go out and share the sound? I know YouTube, I know TikTok, y'all can hear it, but I don't know if Facebook and YouTube can hear the sound on the video. Okay, you didn't hear it playing. Okay, give me a second. Let me remove. Let's go to present, stop share screen. Oh, well, no, it says also share audio from this tab. So share entire screen. Add to stage. And then add to stage. Let me see. You can't hear it? Say quick peek. Is it a quick peek? Write the word 6. Wag. Okay, I'll go back. Here's how this is going to work. I'm going to say a word. I'll say it 2 times, and I'll use it in a sentence to help you. Your job is to write it down on your paper. Don't worry if you're not sure. This is all about practicing. At the end, we'll check our words together. So grab your pencil and paper and let's get started. While you grab your pencil and paper, here's a quick peek at today's spelling words. All right, our first word is fix. Fix. Dad will fix the chair. Write the word fix. And you can create as long of a pause as you want. The next word is 6. 6. I have 6 crayons. Write the word 6. Wag. Wag. The puppy will wag its tail. Write the word wag. If. We can play outside if the sun is out. Write the word if. Had. I had fun at the party. Write the word had. We're halfway through, so let's finish strong. So the next word is,
I'll go through this. So then once they reach the end, you now can either create.
All right, now pencils down. Great job, Zip learners. Now it's time to check.
So you see the graphics of telling them to put pencils down. You can extend that to kind of, because they'll probably grunt, oh my God, I wasn't finished. Or if you want to get, if you want to build it in to where they have time to, before this comes up, that way they're not kind of trying to cheat. So you can make that spot longer with the pencil. You can have, things saying pass your paper or switch your papers, whatever you want to be in that section. It will be there, and then you go through the words. So I created this for Zion Imani to prepare for spelling tests. So as a parent, I had to maximize my time. I want to be an active parent to help, but I have other things I have to do. I have a business that I'm running. I have to clean, cook, do, whatever. So I'm not always able to sit down and work with him, where I'm going over the words or things like this. So this is something I uploaded these to, we have our own private YouTube right now. Eventually I'll make it because, you can see Zip Learning. It is something that I want to build out into a business. But when we're riding to school or if we're just driving somewhere, because it's online, he can look at it from his iPad, or I can just give him my phone and just play the Canva one, and he can literally go through the words. So if I know I said right, but if I needed him to just spell the word, so I'm saying fix. So he can be saying to me, F-I-X, fix, while instead of writing it down. That way I know that he knows it or whatever. I do this with just the spelling words where I'm going through it and I can just play it. It's my voice. It can be anybody's. It can be an AI voice, and it's going over. So this is the spelling part of it. But I have 3 other videos that have these exact same words in it. It's the same formatting, the same colors, everything. It's just how I broke it up. So there's one where I'm just going through the words, fix, for him to repeat it, right? So that's just learning the words. Then there's one that actually spells it out. So it'll be fix, and it jumps F-I-X, fix. And then there's this one, which is the spelling test. But as a teacher, they could use this for their spelling test, and they don't have to sit there and actually say the words. If it is something where, unit 1 is the same words, as a teacher, if you know for sure you're going to be in 2nd grade, or you can either pass this down, you create this one time. And when that spelling test comes up, you're just playing this video. You don't have to do anything once you create it the first time. This is the definition of them saying creating a digital product. So then once it's all done,
your words and see how well you did. All right. So here are all the words right here. How well do you think you did? The first word was fix. F-I-X. Fix. Did you get it right? Next word was 6. S-I-X. 6. Wag. W-A-G. Wag. Did you get that one right? If. I-F.
So I'll stop that one. So that's one of the ones I did. and you can see how this plays out. And Canva added recently a voiceover, so I was able to record this. You can see how you can split it up and like match it up. If you messed up something, you can re-record that part, split it, line it up. So I liked this way better for editing videos. So I'm going to end up using this one as a template. I don't care for the new video 2.0 and how the editing is on that one. I'm not a big fan of it. I think that they did this feature a disservice in how they changed it. But you can see all these different slides, and then you basically put them together where they play like a video. Let's go to here. So this is the spelling one, and then this is the okay, wait, no, both of them say spelling. Oh, this one was sentences. So I enjoyed this one too. When I needed to create sentences for him, I'm the type of parent where I rather with the way my child learns, for him to see the words or see sentences, and then when we pause it, he can choose which sentence he wants to use. So it's showing him, like, for every word, I had 2 to 3 sentences, and so it reads through it. I highlighted the word. I'll let this one play for you.
Hey, Zip learners, welcome back. Today we are going to have some fun with.
Hold on. So I'm going to check this off. So I highlight the word, and then when we pause it, he gets to choose which sentence he wants to write on his homework. And then he just sees it and he's copying it, because Zani Mani is not strong in spelling right now and letter recognition, but I still want him to understand sentence formation. So I show him the sentences and he gets to pick which one he wants to write on his paper. He just copies it out. Hold on.
Listen carefully and read as.
Okay, there. I don't know what happened before.
Use in sentences today. Has, wag, bad, 6, had, wall, sat, fix, him, if. Be sure to look out for each word. They're going to be bold and in colors. Let's learn to read. Has. She has a red backpack. The dog has a bone. My teacher has a kind smile. Wag. The puppy likes to wag its tail. The flag will wag in the wind. Bad. The milk tastes bad. It is a bad idea to run in the hall. Leaving toys on the floor is a bad habit.
And so I literally went through this for all 10 of his spelling words, and then he's able to, so like, even as a teacher,
you can have dessert
as a classroom resource if you're just trying to go through it, and you don't want to have to write them out each time. Like, you have a video, of course you can pause it, this, that, and the third, ask the kids questions, but you are able to create videos like this in Canva. Now, the video that I had where I taught how to do this, I have to now change it because video 2.0 has changed the game, like how they do videos. But although I use this as a parent, I know that every parent can't do this. But if you had like a really good template, you might be able to do it with your kids, like spelling words and things of that nature, like as a parent, to help you throughout the week so that it's just repetitive for them. I do the same thing with like math. But for a teacher, this could be a valuable resource for you. You spend some time, like, a couple evenings, and you are creating these videos and things. So even if you have a substitute They're able to play it, and it keeps you on track, and you don't have to just have busy work for, if you're not there or whatever. So these are just some of the resources that even as educators, as teachers, you can do. This, of course, is elementary, it's second grade, but a middle school teacher can figure out a way to incorporate it. And it's their voice that's like teaching it. It can be high school, whatever. Like these are just resources that you can use, creating videos. This could easily be a slideshow as well. Instead of it playing like an actual video, it could be a slideshow. So you just save it as like a presentation. Especially if you want to control how you're clicking through it, you save it as a presentation so that it jumps to each slide one by one versus it just playing all the way through. So that's one of the ways. I did want to go over to, let's go back to Canva, and then, actually, no, so we'll click out of here and we'll go to Sheets. And I'll just go into design and I will pick, okay, so this is an event timeline, lead tracker. This is more so business, expense tracker, contact list. Okay, look, I'll go to this one only because it actually has pictures in it as well. So we're just going to go replace current page. And so here you can see where they have whether or not it's a static post, if it's a photo, if it's a reel, and you have these drop downs and you can just add a new option. You can easily change the color. So everything is color coordinated. And I like colors. My son thrives in color. So when they can, even though this wouldn't be for him, like this, he don't care about social media, but I've created other resources and I've assigned things colors. And even if he may not be able to read something, if I need him to have an understanding of it, if he can associate it with the color, I find that that works with my learner and how he learns. But as a business owner, as a mom, if you're trying to figure out what to eat, you want to see how often you're cooking the same thing. You can create microsystems and different resources. And because they have these drop downs that you can easily color coordinate, I would say it's difficult, but it's a lot more steps to be able to do this in Microsoft Excel or even Google Sheets. And so this is what I was talking about, like with the visuals, you're able to just add an image. And then when you click on it, you get this, you get a small thumbnail where you can see it a little bit bigger than what's here. And then you click on the magnifying glass, it becomes a lot larger for you to see it that way also. So this part alone and being able to put images and pictures and things like that on a spreadsheet is amazing. And then when it comes to the formula, so there is a formula up here. So this says count if, and then from these cells, if they say, like, if it's assigned brand awareness. So it's like looking at I3 to I12, right? So I3 to 12. So it's counting them one by one. So this was the type of content. This said brand awareness. So it says 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to go 4 there. And then engagement. If I change this to engagement, brand awareness will automatically change to 3 and engagement will turn to 6. Boom. Because it's a formula. Most people don't know about formulas like that. Look up, count if, that are like all of these different formulas. It will do that for you through Canva AI. And you're just being able to tell it what type of formula you want, what type of table you want, what type of graph you want, and it can build it out for you. And if you then need to, because it created the formulas for you, I can also use ChatGPT. I know formulas, but I will say for me, AI has made it so much easier where I don't have to work so hard. I've put in the work. I know how to do them, but it takes up so much time building out formulas. And so now I'll tell chat exactly what I want. I'm able to get exactly what I want because I understand Excel and I don't have to do all this back and forth. I tell it what I want. It gives me the things. I can just go ahead and build it out and do it easy. Like it tells me exactly what to type in. for that formula. So ChatGPT works for that also, but Canva has a built-in way of just telling it what you want, and you have to still work with it a little bit and just getting everything organized. But it's amazing using the sheets in Canva. Okay. So a link to the asset, right? And this is where hyperlinks comes in at. So if it was a deck, if it was a doc, if it was in a folder, you now go in here and you'll put a hyperlink to it. You click on that, it'll go right to wherever that asset is stored at. So there's a lot that you can do with Canva. So this is more so for like a content creator, like what platform did they post it on? Did it get published at? It's not so like as you're brainstorming, was it for engagement? Was it a product announcement? Was it a seasonal discount? And then once you create the post so that everything stays organized, you go in there, copy that link, bring it over here, you make it like, and you link it to that. So if you ever wanted to just see how it was doing, easily see the numbers, go to the post to see the analytics, you click on that, and then of course click on the thing that says show and the analytics for it. But the way that this is set up and being able to easily see like what was for Instagram, what was for Facebook, what was for, if you do TikTok, what was for Twitter, all these different things, the visuals on this is absolutely amazing. Okay. I'm going to go to design and let's just go, let's go invoice tracker for other businesses. I got to find something for teachers in their templates. I think there's one like a classroom list. So I'm just going to replace current design. And so look at all of these different charts, and you're going to put in your invoice number, your customer ID. The dates are so much easier to put in because you get, once it shows a date, you get a calendar that pops up. So I like that aspect too. What the amount is, was it paid, partially paid? And then you have charts and graphs and things that can be created. Let's go back. I'm going to put in class. So this one says class goals and progress. So this would be something that you would create, I guess, for students and things like that. You can place their picture there. If you take it in class, they send you a picture. Group project tracker. And these are pre-made templates that you can modify so that you're not starting from ground zero. Okay. So brainstorm ideas, get approval from your teacher. And if it's shared, you can, like as a teacher, let's say you gave each one of them their own. So they're gonna share this with you, and you get to update it in real time. Like, okay, I checked this. You can leave notes for each student because you'll put them inside of a folder, and it can make that process a little bit more streamlined. So teachers can really, 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 really benefit from using Canva to its closer to its fullest potential. Most people are only utilizing Canva like 10% of its potential. You're missing out on so many opportunities to use some of the resources in Canva. Let's see. Grade tracker. Let's see what else is on here for teachers. That's sales, invoice, activity engagement, efficiency, no. Project, I can't tell what that says. This a grade. Let's just see. Let me see. Classroom. So supplies inventory, that might be helpful for teachers. Task tracker, supplies inventory.
This one, course schedule, teacher assignment tracker. So if you're someone in an administrative role and you're needing to assign teachers to different things, this is a way where everyone can see this chart, and you can make it where they can just be, they can be an editor, they can be a commenter, or just a viewer of on it. So let's say you put something out and you want them to be able to leave comments on it. If that teachers have feedback, if students have feedback, if parents have feedback, they can comment on it. They can't change it. And then there is a mode where they will just view it. Like, it's not, I don't really want your input. Okay. You can have it where they're just going to view it depending on how you share it out. Like, Canva gives you so many options to distribute the assets that you create, and you determine how you want that engagement and communication to go. But yeah, so those are just some of the things. She says, I just shared this with my son's school. I hope they jump on your Canva class. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So the Canva class that starts on Friday is just about understanding Canva, breaking down what all it has to offer, how to start these projects, how to modify templates, how to add text, how to make your text look good, how to use things like bulk create, just different things like that. And then you can, once you have that knowledge of just how to navigate it, knowing what it can do and what it cannot do, you'll be able to figure out what resources you actually need to create for your classroom, for yourself, for your business. But understanding Canva starts on Friday, and it's going to break down, not going into detail like this because that would be for a specific one. So I'll even show this, right? So if you wanted to create a countdown counter, and you wanted it to be a specific way. So you wanted it to maybe have rainbows or have a certain character or whatever on it. You can use either the spreadsheet to create the countdown timer where it's going one by one, and then you would need to make each slide be 1 second. And then when you watch it, it's going to go through and it's just going to count down. So they have a timer for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever. Or if you want it to jump where the time changes every 30 seconds, the time changes every minute, you can decide, and you just make the slide be 30 seconds, and you'll assign that slide how long before it changes to the next one. So if you want it to be in 30-second intervals, 5-second intervals, 1-minute intervals, especially if it's like a long timer, like if it's like 15 minutes, you may want it to count down every minute until it gets to 5 minutes or 2 minutes. And then from there, it does a second countdown, like, countdown by the seconds. So those are just some of the ways that you can use Canva as an educator. Any questions for me? Any questions for me? If you're trying to figure out how Canva can flow into your life, like your everyday life as a busy parent, as a bit like, as an involved aunt, you want to help your nieces as a godparent, as a single person, I know people talk about, creating digital products like journals or books and guides and things of that nature. That's all well and good. And that's normally for someone else. Where do you need help at in your life? Where do you need organization at? Where do you need systems at in your everyday life? If you can create something that's going to help streamline one part of your life, what would that be? Then trying to figure out if Canva can help streamline that. Canva is a great source for anyone that has more time than they have money as a resource, because you get to DIM it, do it myself. So you're able to create your own trackers, create your own habit trackers, create your own, something where you can keep up with your workout plan. Yes, there are apps, but normally you may have to pay for those apps. Yes, you might get analytics and it's going to track calories and do all these different things for you, but you can also like if you take the time to put in, let's say an ounce of chicken breast
what is the calories for that. So you're going to create this list. It's going to assign calories to it. So if you go and you say, and you're diligent and you're disciplined, and you go in and say, I had an ounce of chicken, an ounce of rice, whatever vegetables, it can calculate for you what those calories are, because that's all an app is. It's just that information is stored somewhere in the background, and you're paying for this app. But if you get the knowledge and know-how and how to set that up, or maybe even purchase an Excel spreadsheet, like a one-time purchase versus paying for an app, do you have to go in there and manually update yourself? So you have to have some discipline? Yes, but that's going to work better for you because you have more time that you can be more disciplined with than you have money, instead of paying for this app that's only for that one thing. Yes, you still may have to pay for Canva Pro, but look at all the different things that you will be able to do. You may set aside time where, okay, I'm going to spend the next 30, 45 minutes to an hour in Canva, but I'm going to be able to knock out so many things. I'm going to be able to go in there and fill out my habit tracker. I'm going to fill in my gratitude journal. I'm going to do my budgeting. Like, you're going to do all of these things in Canva. I'm going to now go from this window to now work on my content. I'm going to edit this video. So when you can do these things in one app, it just might keep you on track because you're already in that app versus going from this website to that website, this app to that app. I promise you, Canva can definitely help you create organization in your life when you incorporate microsystems. No questions for me? All right, I'm not going to pull your teeth. I'm here to answer any question that you may have, but I will not force you to educate yourself. Thank you. Whoa, we're up to 5,000 likes. I know Miss Marlene is definitely one of the major fact, like one of the major reasons we're up to 5,000. She just kept tapping. I thank you so very much, Miss Marlene. Thank you everybody else that has come on and you have double tap the screen and like the video. I greatly appreciate it. All right, that was last call. If there are no questions, I shall talk to you guys later. The understanding Canva. So this isn't necessarily to break down and teach you step by step, because we can't do that in 4 days. This is something where if you want to learn it, you can either spend time in it and create time for yourself, or once we go into where we have like individual sessions to break everything down piece by piece so that you can really learn it. That starts in January. But you first got to get an understanding of Canva, how it works, what it can and cannot do. And that's what understanding Canva is all about. Understanding Canva. And let me go over here. We're going to just go to the Zoom schedule. You will have access to the playbacks. Once this session is over with, I'll just come here instead of opening it up. But day 1 is on the 14th. And that's where we'll just go through the Canva overview, get an in-depth walkthrough of Canva's interface tools and workspace setup, learn how to navigate projects, upload assets, understand the core design functions that make Canva a creative powerhouse. The second day is Saturday. It starts at 12 noon. It's a little bit longer of a session compared to the first one because that's like in the evening. But we're going through text, elements, photos, edits. So we'll really start to get into those core creative tools, how to format text. If you want visual effects to it, you want it to have a glow, but also have an outline. How does that work? Layer controls to move things to the front, back, align to the right, left, all those different things. Photo adjustments, how to combine elements for clean professional designs. Then you kind of can process everything, try some things out on Sunday. And then on Monday at 7 p.m., we go through templates. I'm going to pretty much go through the pre-made templates that are available in Canva. And I do have a few that I've gotten from others. And I'll, of course, highlight them and you'll have an opportunity to go purchase their template. You won't get that template in the class, but you can go purchase their template if that's something that you need. I'm just going to show you how to, understand how to edit it and change it and add your own things to it. And then, of course, animations and transitions, how you add them, the difference between an animation and transition. The 18th is going through Magic Studio, going through different apps. Bulk Create is a major one. There's a bunch of apps. I will never be able to go through all the apps because a new app is put on Canva almost every single day. And then how to properly save, what's going to be the proper file format as far as saving. If it's JPEG or PNG or PDF print, PDF standard, MP4, docs, Excel files as a presentation, like what's the proper way to save it. That's all on the 18th. So for 4 days, it is going to be a lot of information to get you started, build up your confidence, and you'll be able to start creating things in Canva. And then, of course, you can always join our actual Canva membership where you're going to just learn Canva every single week. There's going to be a different project. Okay. All righty. Until next time, guys, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace. You are very, very welcome.